Hi everyone, welcome back to Exam Empire. In this video, we are going to see SBI PO prelims questions. Okay, this is set 1, and in this video, we are going to see 3 application problems and 1 DI. Okay, fine. So now let's enter into the question. So what is the first one? A man can row a boat for certain distance downstream in 5 hours and come back covering the same distance in 15 hours. If stream flows at rate of 4 km per hour, find the speed of man in still water. Right. See here, a boat is covering a same distance. Okay, in both the cases. So if distance is same, we all know like time and speed are inversely proportional. So what is the time taken? 5. And what is the time taken in another case? 15. So if time is 5 is to 15, that is 1 is to 3, then what will be the speed? 3 is to 1. Okay, so this is like downstream, it will be like upstream, that is this will be like downstream and it will be like upstream. So from this we'll be finding like the speed of man in still water. See, downstream is like 3 and upstream is like 1. So from this what we can do, so speed of boat in still water will be like 2 and speed of water will be 1. Okay, and what they are given, the speed of water is 4. If one part equal to 4, 2 part is equal to how much? So 2 part will be 8 km per hour. Okay, next one. Two vessels X and Y contains mixture of milk and water. Okay, two vessels X and Y contains mixture of milk and water. Vessel X contains milk and water in the ratio 5 is to 3 respectively. Okay, X and Y. So milk and water. So what is the ratio? 5 is to 3. And vessel Y contains mixture of milk and water in the ratio 7 is to 5. Okay, done. The difference between milk and water in vessel Y, okay, the difference between milk and water in vessel Y is equal to water in vessel X. Okay, is equal to water in vessel X. See here, so what is the difference between 7 and 5? Here it is 2. But actually how much we want to get? It should be 3. So what we can do? We can multiply the first equation by 2 and second one by 3. So what this 5 and 2, 3 will become? It will become 10 and 15. So what about Y? It will become 21 and 15. So what is the difference? Okay, difference will be like 6. Sorry. So here it will be like 6, right? So it's not 15, here it is like 6. Okay, so it is 6. Okay, the difference between milk and water in vessel Y is equal to water in vessel X. See, the difference between milk and water in vessel Y is equal to water in vessel X. If water in vessel Y is 5 liters more than milk, okay, water in vessel Y is 5 meter more than milk in vessel X. Okay, is that same? See here, what is the water in vessel Y? 15. So 15 is how many liters more than milk in vessel X? It is like 5. Then find the total mixture in vessel Y. That is, they are asking what is 21 plus 15. So answer will be 36. Okay, next one. The cost price of an article is rupees X and it marked up 40% above the cost price. Okay, so what we can do, we'll take like 40% above in the sense 5 and 7. So this is like cost price and this is like marked price. While discount allowed on the marked price is 20%. Okay, what is the 20%? So if it is like 5, it will be 4. So this is nothing but selling price. So what will be the ratio of cost to price and marked price and selling price? It will be 25, 35 and 28. Okay, next, if cost price is 100 less and the selling price is 80 more, then profit received in the article is 60%. Find the original selling price of the article. Okay, what we need to find, what is 28? That is, let me take it as 25x, 35x and 28x. So what they are telling, so if cost to price is 100 less, okay, and selling price is 80 more, okay, so when you will be getting that 60% profit? when you are going to sell 80 rupees more when compared to the original selling price. That is, so how we will be writing 60% profit, which is nothing but 8 by 5 is equal to 28x plus 80. Okay, so now if you multiply, so what you'll be getting, 200x minus 800 is equal to 140x plus 400, right? So from this, 60x is equal to 1200, so x will be 20, and what we need to find, original selling price. So what is the original selling price? 28x. So what is 28 into 20? So 28 into 20 will be 560. So answer for this one will be 560. Okay, next. Okay, next we'll go for on DA. The table shows the flats occupied by public sector employees in 4 different buildings. Ratio of flats occupied by public sector and private sector employees and percentage of vacant flats. Read the table and answer the following questions. So total flats is like occupied plus vacant. So occupied flats in B is 390. Okay, so totally how much? 390. So see here, the ratio of flats occupied by B by public and private is what ratio? 8:5. That means if you are dividing that 390 in the ratio of 8:5, you will be getting like 240 and 150. Okay, so this is equal to 240. So from this, what we can able to find? We can able to find x is equal to 40, because you know 6x is equal to 240. That means x is equal to 40. Now if you substitute this x here in the building A, so 3 into 40, 120. So 120 plus 80, 200. Okay, so the number of flats occupied by public sector in building A is 200. Okay, so now 200 public, private. So what is that? Private. So 2 is to 1, right? So if 2 part is 200, 1 will be 100. Okay, 1 will be 100. So similarly here it will be like 240 and 150. Next 300, if 5 part is like 300, 3 part will be 180. The next, if 2 part is like 150, 1 part will be 75. This is nothing but public and private. And percentage of vacant employees or vacant employees is like, see, so what is the total? Okay, so total occupied. So what is total occupied? Here it is like 300. Okay, in second case it will be 390, and third case it will be 480, and fourth case it will be 225. So vacant is like 40, means then what will be the occupied? 60. If 60% is 300, 40% will be 200. Okay, and total available will be like 500. Next 390 is like 75%, 130 will be like 25%, so total will be 520. Next 480 is like 80, 600, sorry, 120 will be like 20, so 600 will be total. Next 225 is 45, means so 55 will be 275, so overall will be again 600. Sorry, so overall will be again 500. Okay, sorry, done. Overall will be 500. So this is the data they are given. So based on the data, we are going to solve some questions. So now let's solve first one. In flat A, okay, in A, flat occupied by female working in public sector is 120. Okay, so female in public sector is 120, which is 20% more than, okay, 20% more than male in private. Find the sum of flat occupied by male in public sector and female in private sector. Okay, fine. See here. So what is the number of persons who are occupied building A in public sector? 200. Okay, so out of 200, 120 are females. That means remaining 80 are males. Okay, remaining 80 are males. And next, what they have given next thing? Okay, 120, which is 20% more than flat occupied by male in private sector. So how many members occupied flat in A? 100. Okay, that means in that case, males in private completely occupied, right? Males in private completely occupied. Now what is the question? Find the sum of flat occupied by male in public sector. Okay, male in public sector and female in private sector. See, so only completely 100 member, that means in females in private sector how much? 0. So what is 80 plus 0? 80. Okay, next. In building E, the ratio of occupied to vacant flat is same as of building B. Okay, so building E, okay, ratio of occupied to vacant, okay, is same as building B. So what is that building B? Okay, 25% vacant in the sense 75% fill occupied, that is 3:1 ratio, right? And flats occupied by public sector employees is average of flats occupied by private sector employees in A and B. Okay, flats occupied in public sector employees is average of flats occupied by private sector in A and B. Okay, private. So what is that? 100 plus 150, 250. So what is 250? Half of 250 will be getting 125. So this is like public. Okay, if vacant flats in E is 2/5 of flats occupied by public sector. Okay, that means if this is like 5 part, what will be 2 part? 50. That means this is nothing but vacant. Okay, because vacant flat is 2/5 of flats occupied by public sector. Find the total flats occupied by private sector employees in E. Okay, see, now only we came to know like totally how many things are vacant. 50 are vacant. You know, in E, occupied with vacant is 3:1. Okay, how many vacant? 50 vacant. That means how many occupied? 150 occupied. That is, if one part is 50, 3 part will be 150. In that 150, how many of them are from public? 125 are from public. That means remaining 25 will be from private. So answer will be 25. Next one. Find the ratio of vacant flats in C and occupied flats in B together. Okay, vacant in C plus occupied in B. 2. Flats occupied by private employees in C. Okay, and flats occupied by public sector in D. Okay, so ratio of vacant flats in C and occupied in B. Okay, so ratio of vacant in C and occupied in B. Okay, what is total occupied? 390. We'll be getting 510. Okay, we'll be getting 510 is 2. Next, private employees in C and occupied by public in D. Okay, private in C. So private in C and occupied by public in D. Okay, that is 180 plus 150. So which is nothing but 330. So they are asking you to find the ratio. What is ratio? 17:11. So answer is option B. Next, in D, 20% of the public sector employees have car. Okay, D, 20% of public sector employees have car. Okay, so 1 second. Yes, so how many members are there in public sector in D? 150. Okay, so totally how many members? 150 members are there. Okay, so in that 150 members, 20% are having car. So what is 20%? 30. So remaining will be bike. So what is remaining? 120. Okay, and 40% of the private sector employees having bikes. Okay, so in D, 75. Okay, so 75 are private. So in that 75, car and bike. So how many are having bikes? 40% of the private sector having bikes. So what is 40%? Again 30. So remaining 45 will be having car. Find the difference between public sector employees having bike and private sector employees having car. So they are asking you to find the difference between 120 and 45. So answer will be 75. Okay, so answer for this one is 75. Next one. If number of flats in a floor is 2.5x and number of flats in each floor is same, find the number of floor in C and D. Okay, so we have already seen like what is the value of x. So value of x will be 40. Okay, so in C how many total 600, in D 500. Okay, and in each thing that is 2.5 of x. What is the value of x? 40. Okay, so 1 second, so 600 500. Okay, so in C it is 600 and in D it is 500 and x is equal to 40. So what is 2.5x? That is 2.5 into 40, which is equal to 100. Okay, and what they are telling, if the number of flats in a floor is 2.5x and number of flats in each floor is same, that is at 600 divided by 100 and 500 divided by 100, that means you will be getting like 6 and it will be like 5. Find the sum of number of floors. In C how many floors? 6. In D how many floors? 5. So what is sum of floors? 11. So answer for this one is 11. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you like this video, please share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you.